What's happening, Reds? We are back with another drive time preview for you. Champions League back tomorrow night. Can't wait for it. I have to say, folks, it's really crept up on us really quick, hasn't it? Suddenly Champions League is back. We were on that international break and suddenly back in the Prem. Not a great result. Poor performance all round. Really poor. But being in the Champions League, Tuesday rolls around real quick. We got AC Milan at the Siro. What history both these clubs have. Two absolute giants of the Champions League. What a night in Istanbul and all. And kind of won the final we shouldn't have, and didn't win the final we should have. Serious history there between the two clubs. Both clubs going in with interesting form as well. The Rossoneri not too happy at the moment at all with AC Milan, that's for sure. Starting off the season with a loss, 2 draws, and picking up a win the other day, 4-0 against Venezia, which will have calmed them down somewhat. But 5 points from 4 games, not a great return for the Rossoneri. They won't be too happy. For us as well, 3 wins on a loss, but a poor loss in the manner that we did. But hopefully we can, right that performance basically on Tuesday night in the San Siro. Tough game, interesting lineups. No major injuries for us. Harvey, of course, out with that fractured foot. That's probably about it. Going to be very interesting to see what Arne decides to do. Does he decide to change things up? Do guys get stood down? I don't want to see guys getting stood down. I don't want to hear of people being tired. We're 4 games into the season. That's not what I want to hear at the moment. If guys are getting stood down, I want them to get stood down on the basis of performance, and that's why we make the change. We know Arne looks like he's going to, operate with a very tight squad. That's why I was quite surprised on the Saturday as well, the amount of changes that he made and stuff like that and all, obviously with the change of formation. But this is a big one, obviously. Arne coming in for Liverpool, huge pedigree, huge expectation in the Champions League. He won't have felt that kind of pressure before, so it'll be good for him as well. On the same side as well, Paulo Fonseca, who's taken over at AC Milan as well, and it'll be his first time to feel that pressure on the AC Milan side of things as well. And obviously Champions League nights in the San Siro are a special thing, that beautiful stadium steeped in history. So what do we think? What way is this going to go? Are we going to make changes? What would be your particular lineup? Let us know in the comments. How do you see it going? What are the changes you would make? Why would you make them? All those kind of things to be trashed out between now and tomorrow night. Interesting stuff on the AC Milan side. They have a number of players out injured. A couple of their players out with ligament, ACL and various other things like that. But we know they'll still put out quite a strong side. There's no doubt about that, that's for sure. Some of the players we know from AC Milan, obviously Mania in goals, who we know is an absolute world-class goalkeeper, probably one of the best in the world at the moment. We know the boy Hernandez at the back and how he operates, loves to bomb forward and stuff like that. Really powerful player. But also we're going to be looking as well at their front line as well. Obviously you got Pulisic in there, who we know from his Chelsea days. We would also know Fofana's in there, Loftus-Cheek is in there, Leao, the boy Leao. Look at the trouble we had the other day with Callum Hudson-Odoi. Imagine the trouble we'll have with Rafael Leao if we don't sort that situation out. So maybe that might be something that you might think about when you're selecting your side. And also in there as well we have Tammy Abraham as well. So a lot of guys in there that we know that there would be history there, and we'd have a feel for how they play and stuff like that. Not necessarily Arne would, but certainly the boys who are playing for us, the guys who have been there much longer, the Robbos of this world, the Virgils of this world, they know a lot of these guys. So let us know your thoughts. What way do you think AC Milan are going to line up? Obviously down the left hand side with Rafael Leao is going to be very dangerous. Christian Pulisic can be dangerous, but we know at times he can be really off, and you know what you're getting with Tammy. Tammy's going to bring that kind of awkwardness and stuff like that and all, but always good for a goal. Midfield with Loftus-Cheek, you know what you're getting. He's a bit of a destroyer in there and stuff like that, but also his distribution on the ball is very good as well. So it's hard to know what way we're going to line up. So is there a case? Let's make a case for some of these. I presume he's going to start with Trent again at right back. But what way is that going to work? Are we going to need to double up there with Kanate, or are we going to put in Kwanzaa to make sure that we keep Rafael Leao quiet? We're certainly going to be doubling up on that man. That will produce the space for the likes of Tammy Abraham or Christian Pulisic to operate as well. So that's what we have to be really, really careful of. On the other side, left back, what are we thinking? Are we thinking, does Costas come in? Does Robbo go back in? Do we play Joe Gomez, folks? Is there a call for Joe Gomez to start at left back? He knows how to play against AC Milan. He's played against them in Anfield and stuff like that, and did a really, really good job. Kept the ship tight in the first half that night when I was there. Second half came into his own and all. Loves picking up the ball and playing out with the ball as well and finding his man. Won't necessarily bomb forward and leave us exposed, which is what we want. Keep it nice and tight. It is the first game of the campaign. We are away in the San Siro. So the onus is on AC Milan to come out and do what they need to do. The onus isn't necessarily on us. So we could play a counter-attacking style if we wanted. But Leao is going to be the danger. There's no doubt about that. What else can we say about it? I mean, the story writes itself really with the history of both clubs. But this is a massive leap now for the likes of Arne Slot and for Paulo Fonseca as well. Massive leap into the Champions League. Both sets of fans hold this competition in such huge regard based on the history and stuff like that, but no love lost with both sets of fans either in terms of the history and all that kind of thing. Back to the Paolo Maldini days and all, you know, absolutely the plethora of players that have played for both clubs, especially you look at AC Milan as well with the Hernan Crespos of this world, Paolo Maldini's, good lord, we could go on and on and on. AC Milan, you know, unbelievable players down through the years. If you're thinking about a prediction, drop it down in the comments as well. I'm thinking this one is going to be 2-2. I think this is going to be a draw. Wouldn't be a bad result for Liverpool. I think 2-2. Don't necessarily want to concede 2 goals, but I think we're going to struggle to maintain the likes of Tammy Abraham and Rafael Leao, especially the pace of Leao as well. I think if Callum Hudson-Odoi can come on and do what he did to us for Forest on Saturday, Rafael Leao is different gravy to Callum Hudson-Odoi. So I'm thinking about 2-2 draw. If you look at the betting at the moment, and the betting's kind of weird as well, because I look at the betting at the moment, you got AC Milan in there at 13-5, nearly 3-1. You got just shy of 3-1 for the draw as well, 11-4, and Liverpool are 10-11 on favourites. So I don't know what's driven that. Maybe it's AC Milan's early form in the first 3 games of the season. Certainly it looks like they've turned that around against Venezia. But certainly, I mean, we wouldn't be going in being the form team based on the performance on Saturday. And we'll learn and make changes. You know, are we looking at a Liverpool side there? Could we look at a Liverpool side up front? Does Gakpo start? Does Nunez start? Could we see our summer signing? Could we see Federico Chiesa start? Or at least play a part or feature in this game back on home soil against the enemy AC Milan? Could we see that happen? Could we get our first taste of Federico Chiesa in a Liverpool shirt on Italian style in the first game of a Champions League campaign? Wow, that would be interesting to see what way that runs out. But plenty to look forward to, and as I said, got to dust ourselves off in the performance there on Saturday. That's done. Check it out as well. I did a review of the match there this morning. Went up on the page as well if you want to check that out. Also, don't forget, we have 9 o'clock tonight. We're going to be live, myself and Mark, review of the Premier League action, obviously, on the Monday Matchup Show. We're going to be talking Champions League. We're going to be talking Carabao Cup. We're going to be doing Ref Watch. We're going to be doing all that good stuff, so make sure you check that out as well. And tomorrow night, Pro Wrestling Weekly, folks, coming to you an hour early at 7 o'clock, because I'm going to be covering the Champions League game. So gotta watch my Liverpool at the San Siro as well. So that's it. And then Thursday, usual time, 9 o'clock for Thursday Tier Talk. So don't miss out on that. But like I said, drop your starting 11 in the comments. Drop your predictions in the comments. And if you're having a flutter, if you're that way inclined, let us know what you're thinking of doing. What have you found out there that's value for money, that's worth throwing a few quid on? Share the wealth, as they say. Until next time, folks, this is the Shankly Sessions, part of the Upper Tier Podcast on YouTube. That is your preview for the AC Milan game. Sure to be an absolute belter, kicking off the Champions League campaign this season. If you would be so good to subscribe to the channel, we'd love to welcome you into the Upper Tier community. Also, if you could drop a like on the video, and of course share the content as always. Hit that bell notification as well. And I'll talk to you again real soon. Up the Reds, let's go, baby!